Now, through the magic of video, or the magic of the internet, we're reaching way beyond Fresno to another part of the Central Valley today, Kingsburg. Our guest is an artist, Chris Michel, who goes, by the way, goes by Hateful Crawdad. HatefulCrawdad.com. That's where you can find him. Tell us about your art, Chris.
Thanks, Mike. Happy to be here. Yeah, I grew up in Kingsburg and love the Fresno area. There's so much good stuff going on here. But I wanted to come on today just to introduce you guys to my art, HatefulCrawdad.com. I've been doing art my whole life, since I was born in like '85, on and off, and in some various form, whether I was like drawing swords as a little boy or thinking of stories in high school, and then it dropped off for a while, and I got really into web development and the tech industry, which is my main job. Main job is in the tech industry, but over the years, I've just continued to push myself to learn how to draw better and represent what I see in my mind better, and also just make myself happy and do things that make me happy. So like my art necessarily isn't trying to say some big message or change the world in some big way. I really just want people to smile and get a little moment of happiness and know that my creation process as well makes me really happy, and that's really what I put into it. And so this year I decided to put it all out there on a website and see if people also get some smiles from it and eventually want to maybe snag some up for their own house or their own office.
Now, some of your art is popping up on our screen here. Tell us what medium. Are they all the same medium?
They range. That's another thing I think I haven't quite settled on, like what's my favorite medium. So 2021, one of the things I'm trying to do is just explore a lot of mediums. I think you'll notice there's similarities. I tend to like a lot of imagery that is really focused on like a singular object and draws attention to the details of an object. So I've traditionally in the past done a lot of pen and ink and just pencil type of drawing and renderings. I've also been into charcoal on like toned paper. There's a couple on there. And just this year started playing around with oil pastels and oil paints as well. I've always done water-based mediums with paint, watercolor.
Well, let me ask you about this one on the screen. It's a starfish.
Yeah, that one's charcoal.
Charcoal. I was going to say, is that a photo? Also, the dragonfly I saw. Is that a photo? They're really, really intricate pieces.
Thank you. Yeah, the starfish one came from a photo I took in Santa Cruz years ago, looking over the wharf and just saw that single starfish there. And it's actually printed. You can't really see it. It's blocked by my easel, but it's on the wall. And I decided one day I wanted to like make a close-up of that and pulled out the charcoal and liked how it turned out. There's a lot of cool little texture in it. And yeah.
Now, your art isn't just average. It's incredible. Did you go for some training for this?
So kind of yes, kind of no. It's been a lot of practice over the years. I did go to Fresno State and graduated with like an art and design major or art and design with like a design option as the focus. But there were classes in there that definitely opened this world up to me of like the different mediums and how to think about rendering things in different ways. I took a class from a teacher called Doug Hansen that had a big influence. He was an amazing illustrator and did a lot of graphic design, like when design used to actually be hand drawn. And
he was with the Fresno Bee, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Fresno Bee. I remember his illustrations in the Bee.
Yeah.
Here's like maybe a tire swing.
Tire swing. Yep. That one, Swing If You Dare, came from originally an ink drawing that I did. There's a couple back on my Instagram from like 2020, I believe, or 2019. I did a couple different adventure ones like with that same type of theme. There's another one where there's like I imagine with those like back into childhood, kind of on an adventure with my friends, making tree houses, climbing stuff. There's one where a rock is breaking a window. There's one where we're like looking at a treasure map. So just kind of, again, memories and ideas that take me back to childhood in a way with those.
Yeah, a lot of yours, besides being well done and nice looking piece of art, they're fun. They're fun to look at and fun to study with your eyes, and incredible. Now, in Fresno here, we had Art Hop every week. Have you come to that, been involved in that, or do they have something in Kingsburg like that?
They don't have anything in Kingsburg. I've visited Art Hop many times, haven't been involved. Really until this year, never really took an effort to like, let's take this a little more seriously. So that is something this year I'm looking into, trying to get into different events like that. I know with everything's going virtual these days, but some stuff will open up eventually. But Art Hop, different galleries online. I'm trying to look for the right areas to submit some stuff because I do have, two goals I set for myself this year just to kind of help myself get there was I want to sell a piece of art and I want to get into a show. And so I sold a piece of art on the first day I launched my website. So
there you go.
That was great. Got that one done. And now I'm trying to kind of keep my eye out and find the best place to submit art into a gallery or a show to get judged a little bit as well.
I think we're looking at, is that his Instagram? Website, yeah. All the art's there. I encourage everybody to go take a look at that. The skull study, that's pretty cool. I don't think you could see what we're seeing right now, right, Chris?
No,
but you know what's on your website.
Yeah.
Now, we're trying to be the Art Hop. This is Art Hop. This show is replacing Art Hop. We're trying to do that. Keep art alive through these times. Do you find yourself, are you slower? Are you still working full time? Are things slowed down? Are you doing more art during the pandemic?
Yeah, I think work hasn't slowed down. I work for a big tech company, so there's been work there, and I've been working remote for 6 or 7 years now, so that change wasn't big for me.
You were ready for this then.
I was ready for it, I guess, yeah, and I do have little kids that are now home more because there was a preschool and stuff, but for the most part, that wasn't a big adjustment. And but what I did notice that because we weren't like traveling, going out, doing stuff as much, there was more downtime last year, and so I did just end up doing more of this, and I guess the momentum and fun I was having kept carrying through, and so now it's pretty deliberate now. Even I think if I were to get busy, I'm pretty regimented. I work out every morning at like 5 a.m. in my garage,
Yep.
and usually 5 days a week. And I used to rest 2 days. The 2 days that I'm not lifting now, I actually still get up at 5 a.m. I come in here and I do an art workout.
Nice.
And just try to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning before everybody wakes up doing art. So there's time for it, even if my day gets busy.
Yeah. It's interesting. I know so many artists and musicians I've asked the same question to, and they said, no, I just can't get into the art right now. So I'm glad you're doing that. But it doesn't sound like you have a ton of extra time, especially now all kids are home from school, and that takes extra time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now,
It does.
are you doing any design?
I do. I am working, well, for my job, I do design all the time. I manage designers as well, but as well as like the freelance side of things, I'm working with a local, I've been working with a photographer for a couple of years, and his son actually is into like racing as well. So I'm working on, I did some race car designs for him a couple of years ago for a little like quarter midget design. They're moving up to a bigger like full body car now that's like 8 feet long, kind of like a NASCAR style. So I'm working on that as well. And then, I as well like to bust out my iPad and work digitally every now and then from the couch, so I don't have to get out the oil paints and get messy. So yeah, it's here and there. I've also worked locally in Kingsburg. There's a winery called Ramos Torres, and I've done a number of labels for them over the last year.
Nice.
And I can design and stuff as well. So staying busy all around.
Yeah. I did not think, it's never dawned on me, but that digital art, there's no cleanup afterwards.
No cleanup. No, and I could just sit on the couch, watch Netflix at the same time,
Nice. Well, listen, Chris, we can't wait for you to come into our studio in a few months. When this is all over, I'm sure it's almost over, and we want to see your art. We want to see it up close. Now, is Instagram the same name, Hateful Crawdad?
Yeah, basically everywhere. Hateful Crawdad, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you'll find it. It's all linked on my website, hatefulcrawdad.com. And again, feel free to reach out if you have questions, or if you want to commission a piece or figure out something custom. I'm game for that. I don't have a lot of that up on my site yet, but I love to be constrained by the ideas that other people have. I think that comes from the design side of my career, but the constraints are really like help me be creative as well.
I think that'd be so cool, is to commission a design or a business logo or something, that nobody else has, because Michel designed it himself. So that's what I want to do. Anything else you want our viewers to know, Chris?
I think that's probably it. Just again, check out the website, and I would love to hear what you think. If you drop some comments on Instagram and just help the local art community keep thriving.
And I would just want to say to our viewers, whether you're watching us on a small screen or a big screen, you got to go to that hatefulcrawdad.com and check out Chris's art, because it's very inspiring, moving, and also fun, as I said earlier. We appreciate you coming on, Chris, and stay safe and keep creating, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day, Mike.
All right, we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.